All right.
All right. We have big updates and more news about a previous topic we've been going over on this show that is of interest to all of you. The new Mario Golf stinks.
Oh,
it's
no.
Not good. It's not good. I'm very disappointed. It wrecked my summer. It's going to be a big summer. And the worst thing that's going on during this summer is the new Mario Golf is bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, get new sounds, by the way.
I'm not. No. I'm just committed to the old sounds.
You're committed to the same 5.
I was trying to get some sounds a week ago, and you're like, you got to give it up. I was like going through the soundboard. Because I got to wade through tremendous garbage just to get these like 6 good ones. Yeah.
You need new ones. No, please, God. Yeah, I have headphones now so I can hear this garbage. I don't know why I put these headphones on.
Do you want some more?
No.
What are we discussing today in the Unofficial Shopify podcast?
How Mario Golf switched from 3-button hits to swing to 2-button hits. And
no, wrong show.
God damn it, I want that show.
No, that's your own show.
All right.
You go start that. Today, we're going through, we're playing 20 questions with our Facebook group of Shopify merchants. Yes, we posted yet another call for questions, an AMA, and got some good questions. And this time, we even went through the effort of grouping them. Yeah, they are loosely grouped together into topics. Oh, aren't I fancy? Would you?
Sure.
Would you? You know, the more you knock me down, the worse this gets.
I've seen what happens to you when you get too confident, and I don't like hanging out with that guy. So I got to keep you, I got to keep you down.
That doesn't sound good. All right, my job here is just to keep knocking you down a peg.
It's like my girl, she holds me down, like, kind of like that. I just want to...
That meant support.
But, it's keeping you grounded.
No, that's not what that means.
I don't want you to get lost in the sauce.
Oh, well, okay, that I appreciate.
See, there you go.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have any other non sequiturs and off topics, or do we want to...
No, Online Store 2.0. Matthew Stewart wants to know, I started with Shopify 8 months ago. I have just been using a debut and want to upgrade. Should I wait for 2.0 themes to come out and just get Turbo right now? You could roll with Dawn right now. I think, right?
Yeah.
Or does he have to, how do you get it? Is it available on the apps, on the theme store now? Because he already has an existing store.
Oh. Well, I know, like, 100% you just go get it from GitHub.
Yeah, he could download the zip from GitHub and then upload the zip file like any other theme he would have purchased. It's the same thing he would have to do if he bought Turbo.
But I know as of, like, some date that may or may not have already passed, I'm not, like, spinning up new Shopify stores outside of, my partner account. I don't know if that's the default currently.
It is.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
And you talk to some people who know things.
Yes.
In terms of Turbo timelines.
So currently, as far as I know, with the exception of Dawn, no theme is fully Online Store 2.0 compatible.
Okay.
That's where we're at right now. But that's what everybody's working toward, obviously. Shopify's deadline is everybody's got to do it before January 1st.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at.
The theme developers have to. You can't be releasing new themes that aren't 2.0 after January 1st.
Yes.
All right.
But we know themes are going to start showing up with 2.0 support probably next month.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what the right answer is. He said I've been using debut theme and I want to upgrade.
Why?
Should I wait for the 2.0 themes to come out or just get Turbo now?
If you're not happy with debut because you think it's not enough, I'll be honest with you, Dawn is also not going to be enough for you.
That's true.
Dawn is bare bones. So you could buy Turbo now. I'm sure they will give you, I can't say I'm sure, I don't know. They're generally very good at updating their themes out of the sandbox, and you get updates for free, and you get the theme updater tool, which you can pay for. So if you bought Turbo now, My bet would be they would let you would just upgrade it when they upgrade it.
That's a safe
if you don't poke
safe
at
assumption.
It, if you don't poke at it too much and you're not making a bunch of code changes.
In which case you could still update it, but good luck.
Good luck. It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Should I drop a hot take right now? You don't need to rush to upgrade.
I agree.
You're not gaining a lot.
I would wait.
You're honestly not really gaining a lot. I mean,
because the 2.0 theme editor, that's just live now.
Yeah,
everybody got that.
And the new metafields
support you just get.
And like writing metafields in the code, which again you're not doing. The store owners listening to this. So what do you care? I mean, what you see between having Turbo now and what you're going to have in Turbo in 6 months, who cares?
I don't know, it's so close, it's right around the corner, and you're already surviving on debut. I would wait and just do it right and get the full features. Because even if it's the stuff you're not going to use all the time or 100% going to use, you still want app sections. You're going to want that support going forward. I view it as future-proofing. You're viewing it more as like, well, I'm not that committed. Like, is all the waiting worth just getting sections? Yeah, you're going to want on all pages.
You're going to want to be on it because you're going to want to be current and not be on a deprecated old system. So like at some point you're going to have to transition to it. I'm seeing the mindset of, well, I got to get across that finish line because I got to get access to all these great new features. Slow down.
Yeah,
because it's not going to make a big material difference.
Yes. Yeah, you could upgrade. You're getting most of the the gains you're going to get from getting away from debut or dawn to like a really big, fancy, extensible, customizable theme is really just because you switch themes.
Yeah,
not because you got those additional features.
Yeah, going from dawn to turbo, like you're going from like 3 to 10. The transition from turbo now to turbo 3 months from now is going from 10 to 11. It's like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Like, look, I've been driving around this Toyota Yaris. I'm going to pull the trigger, on my new Tesla, but do I just, the 2022 is right around the corner, do I wait? Yeah. That's essentially what's going on here. It's like most of the gain is coming from the upgrade to a premium theme, not necessarily that you waited for these extra features.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, really.
Always with the car analogies.
I know. Yeah, it's like everyone rolling. You can roll whatever, anyone listening to this, whatever you got right now, and if you're happy with what you have right now, just roll with it through Christmas. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing where it's like, oh, I could have made an extra $100,000 if I only had that new theme over on Black Friday. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like administration, CMS, quality of life improvements for managing it more so than like revenue generating on-site stuff. Exactly. I think is what's going on here.
Exactly.
All right, so we spent a lot of time on this do I upgrade question because I think a lot of people are wondering it. The other thing we've been hearing that goes along with do I upgrade is, hey, should I be looking at headless solutions? Because it sounded, when we listened to Shopify Unite, it sounded like that they're embracing headless as a potential option for merchants. That's what I got out of that. And so Clifford asks, well, what's the big difference between headless e-commerce versus e-commerce? Quite confused because some of the big Shopify stores are talking headless. Shopify Plus was talking up headless. I assume he's referring to Unite. And yeah, what in the heck is the difference? What is a headless e-commerce store?
I've been thinking about it, and I think the way of putting it is a normal Shopify store is on Shopify. Whereas
purely on Shopify.
Whereas a headless Shopify store uses Shopify. And the way I mean that is a normal store is built on Shopify within the Shopify theme editor using Shopify themes. There's the whole Shopify. There's the systems liquid that work on your theme, on your store when you log into the Shopify backend. Headless Shopify is you are building an entire e-commerce store from scratch. The whole website idea is a from scratch website, but then it uses various APIs, JSON, GraphQL type stuff to call into Shopify to run sort of the e-commerce part back end. But, you know, like every page you see, like the layouts, how the variants work and all that sort of stuff, you're writing all of that from scratch.
Okay. So if Shopify has this hub and spoke model is how it's been designed for years, in that Shopify itself is an admin tool for running retail. And I have then different channels I could plug into it. Your online store is just one of those channels.
Yeah, Shopify POS.
I have point of sale, and then like I could plug in marketplaces into it, right? So online store is just one piece of your sales, of these orders coming through, of all this stuff. And the idea is simply, hey, we don't necessarily have to use Shopify for that online store channel. Maybe I need something really bespoke because I've got some unusual requirements, or I just want to develop it myself because I'm fancy, or I want it to be bleeding edge fast, and I don't want to have to wait for Shopify to develop it. I'm just going to do it myself. Shopify's now saying, hey, not only can you do that, we'll support you in that effort, and plug in whatever solution you want. And so there's stores like Nomad, Beard Brand. Those are the two I'm familiar with.
Pretty sure Chubby's is.
I don't know, but I also would not be surprised.
I think Chubby's is, because Chubby's, we were looking at Chubby's for someone this week, and they have a wild setup where every like size of a pair of shorts is its own product, but then they all have like different variants. So if you click on the sizing thing, it actually takes you to a different product page. You know, a lot of stores have that.
Yeah, Chubby's implementation is really cool.
Yeah, where the variant selector on the product page is actually links to entirely different products on the store. So I mean, it's really, headless is for if you are crazy and you have crazy needs of exactly, maybe you want to you need to build products, like you have like a product bundler, like people are throwing things into boxes with like 10 different random items, and you got to keep track of all that. I mean, if you're getting really, really hardcore, and you have a thing that is not working currently on Shopify.
And really, in most of these instances, I think it's Shogun front end is really what they're using to power, to replace the online store channel in Shopify. And then to modify that, then you need to have a React developer on retainer.
Yeah, I mean, then that's the other thing is, I mean, I don't even know what we would charge if we were trying to do a headless setup. Like, we've never done it before.
I've never done it.
But, it would not be crazy for us to be like, well, that's $100,000.
Yeah. No, you're moving into... You're really, I wouldn't be considering it until you're like, look, I'm feeling the limitations of Shopify's traditional online store channel. And, okay, once you'll know when you're feeling it, and then it's time to move to... headless.
And I think it might be Ali Alpin who is asking our next question.
He's been on the show.
He just wanted further detail. Yeah, he asked about, and he's like, well, we're really thinking about headless. And he has 2 SKUs
journals
on his store.
Yeah.
He sells 2 journals. And, hey, I mean, it's a free country. Ali can do with his business whatever he wants. Ali can do whatever he wants with his business. But I think him going headless is way overboard. I would have advised against it. You don't need that. You don't need that giant capital outlay and continual capital outlay, because anything you want to do on the store, you're not doing that. I think you got to have a guy who is in your business that does it.
The moment you're phrasing the question as, do I go headless? And then there's no follow-up, the answer is no. If it's, I want to go headless because honestly, my team prefers React. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's great. I want to go headless because I just need bleeding edge performance. All right. That's going to be...
I would say you maybe don't need it that bleeding edge if you're because the capital outlay, continual capital outlay is required is okay, you're making millions of dollars a year, so now you should do this? Okay, we could talk.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing millions of dollars a year in revenue, you shouldn't even think about headless.
I think we need someone who's done it, who has a headless store, and who wants to talk us through it as a guest.
Okay, that's on you.
Yeah. Eric for Beard Brand would be good. What one of the guys from Nomad Goods. He's been on the show before.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like Nomad Goods, they have a bunch of crazy stuff on their product pages. That's probably a lot easier to maintain. You know, Sections Anywhere is a helpful move towards that direction, but to have these like special bespoke pages for every single different product on the store type of thing, I mean, you could do that in Shopify, but it's unwieldy and a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Whereas headless, you could figure out different solutions for it.
Our next and last online store 2.0 question for the day, and Thea Digby Smith, the new metafields. What are they? What are they, and how would I use them? Give me an example.
I have an example. It might be live when you hear this, but for Black Diamond Coatings,
BlackDiamondCoatings.com.
BlackDiamondCoatings.com, I'm doing a new product page for them, and so some of the little things we have on that page is like we have a product video. We're going to have like a before and after comparison of after you apply the Black Diamond coating to your patio. And the way I set that up is you go to your settings on your store, you know, where you had like files and your account and all that sort of stuff. There's going to be a new area called metafields. We did a video on this. You should find the video. Kurt will link to it in the show notes, and you could watch it and I walk you through it. So you go into metafields and you create a metafield that's like product video. And so now that's a metafield, and that will appear. There'll be a field on every product listing on your back end that, along with all the other old ones like title, description, price, vendor, all that sort of stuff, there'll just be a new one that's just product video. And then you could upload a video into that. And then you need someone to go in the code on your product page and put in the liquid to call that metafield. It's like product.metafields.myfields.video.
So traditionally in Shopify, I had a description field
Yeah.
for a product.
Yep.
And let's say I had a tab description.
Yeah.
Right? So I've got like details, size guide, instructions. Okay. How do I then populate the other tabs that aren't the straight description?
Yeah.
And that was always an issue. Like, where am I going to store this? And metafields were an option, but like you had to install an app to do it, and you essentially had to like go manage it separately. This is native support for metafields, which were there the whole time in the background quietly. But now so when I picture this, I'll have like I'm editing a product on my admin. It goes title, description, and now I've got other bonus fields I could just define.
It's all the way at the bottom.
But yeah,
But it's there.
Yeah. So I could just scroll down to the bottom of that page, and now, here's one, metafield named size guide. And so I can link to my size guide.
And so you upload the JPEG probably you have of the size guide, like the image of the size guide, and you just put that in there. And then you or someone who edits your pages for you goes into the page template and puts that in where it should go on the page. But now you just had to write it in the code once. And now you, the store owner, whenever you create a new product or change your products, you just upload the appropriate size guide for that product into the product itself.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good. And I did that with the video, the before and after on Black Diamond. They're just going to upload a before image and then an after image, and then it'll auto-populate and all set up. So, I mean, that's really good. It's a way of having different content for different products, but still only having one product template. So you're not running into the problem that Keysmart had, where Keysmart has these great, awesome, bespoke product pages, but they have 80 different page templates in their back end, and they're a bitch to manage.
Yeah, and so metafields is one solution around that.
Yeah. Anyway, metafields are cool, and your friendly neighborhood Shopify expert should be able to leverage them for you in a very easy fashion.
Yes. Oh, yeah. What's nice about metafields, they're not at all. If you're a theme developer, at least, they're very easy to implement.
Yeah.
So if you're like, well, I want to do it. It sounds neat, but I don't want to mess with theme code. You really should not have difficulty finding a theme developer who can assist you with this.
Yeah, who could just whip it out. I mean, and it's really powerful. Like, they get to have a different video on every single product now, in like a different comparison slider guy and all these different content areas on every product page. It can be different on every single product page. and they get to maintain that from the individual product listing in the admin. It's great.
Now, one thing that we don't know because we haven't tried it yet is in Shopify, sometimes for bulk updates, I just want to export all my products as a CSV and re-import them, and that's just a native feature in Shopify. But previously, metafields didn't come with that. I had to go get a separate app to do that. Do you think metafields are going to show up in the product CSV now?
I hope so. We should have checked that before we started recording.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard, but
yeah, that's the one thing. Like, we did a lot of this crazy stuff, but we did it triggered by tags, and so when then you imported and exported the products, the tags would come along with it. So I would certainly hope as we transition to metafields that the metafields come along with it.
Yeah,
because if not, that's going to suck.
Well, because then you'd still be back to like, well, I still have to go get a metafields editor app to do it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, maybe it's in like metafield settings. I don't know. I got to look into this. Okay, we had several questions, and a lot of questions people are asking this right now about what's up with my Facebook ads. A lot of people who were previously successful with Facebook ads are now seeing their return on ad spend dwindle, and that's scary for people. I totally get it. So I'm seeing this question come up a lot in our group, just in discussions, people asking me. And number one, you're not alone, and the issue is iOS 14's privacy focus broke a lot of Facebook's algorithmic tracking of people. And so we have a question here from Sue Hila, who says, what are you doing differently with Facebook ads in relation to the Apple update? I do my own ads, relied heavily on Facebook audiences. I understand the need to wean off of Facebook, but I did really well. Lookalikes were a gold mine, and now they're coal mines. It seems our rep doesn't even know what to do. He tells me to expand the audience, go broad, combine AdSense into one AdSense, combine retargeting and cold audiences. Everything I learned has been thrown out the window. All right, I get the frustration for sure. I think this is a transitional period. I don't think it's going to stay bad like this, but this is where I think it would be helpful to manage expectations and just keep plugging away at it. But truthfully, I don't know. I'm waiting for the silver bullet myself. And someone else in the group said, hey, I'm having success with it, and here's how. So he has a much saner answer, a much more cogent, tactical answer than I did. And so Tarek Ahmed says, for folks asking about FB ads, I'm no expert, but just ran our first cold prospecting ad post iOS 14 and had success doing very little targeting. We just excluded all purchasers via a Klaviyo list, our pixel, and a Shopify export. That's smart. And let the Facebook algorithm do its thing. Okay, so that sounds like he's using lookalike ads by just taking, all right, here's our all our past purchasers, people who visited the site, and just dumping all the source data he had to Facebook and letting them build a new lookalike audience out of it. And he said, our version of success is breaking even on new customer acquisition on their first sale. That's not unusual. Now, some of these customers are returning, and we're seeing the ad go into the green versus just breaking even. The biggest thing we learned, make a dedicated landing page for cold audiences so they don't need to parse all the industry jargon we get used to speaking in. Okay, so it sounds like his solution was rebuild the ad set, just start over with it, start with lookalike audience, and give it as much data as you can to start. Try and just break even on the acquisition ad for the cold customer. Send them to a landing page, like a dedicated landing page for those people. And we've got a question about that coming up, so we'll talk through that a little bit. And then from there, he had added, okay, now I just need to figure out retargeting. So, and we know this gentleman is on Klaviyo. So it sounds like if I could acquire that first customer, okay, now I can move toward my own channels and start marketing to them that way. So, Paul, I saw you fiddling with your computer
so
while I was answering that.
While you were babbling about Facebook ads that I don't care about, I went over to my Dawn test store, a.k.a. Prairie Dawn, Sesame Street reference, and I exported my test products out of that theme that I have some metafields on, and the metafields didn't come in the CSV. So
Ooh.
I would like it if they worked on that.
Yeah, it could be added.
Yeah, I also have another minor complaint that on the product page, the metafields appear in the reverse order that you created them. So like the first one you made ends up at the bottom, and the most recent one you made ends up at the top.
And I can't sort them?
And you can't sort them. So it's like, it ends up as like, as I'm creating them, as I go down the page design, the one that's at the bottom of the page ends up being the first one, because that was the last one I made.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like that's going to be confusing for the store owner. I would like to rearrange the order in which metafields appear on the product listing.
So we have 2 feature requests related to
That was my exact
metafields.
feature request. Shopify, please do that.
We got a question from Liz Watson.
I would love to know if you have some up-to-date resources on Google Ads. She wants to double down, but can't find anything published later than 2019. She wants to tweak her shopping search and retargeting campaigns.
Okay, so this is a wildly flippant response, but I Googled Google AdWords 2020 and Google AdWords 2021, and I found several recent and up-to-date resources. So it's not that I don't think you couldn't have done the same thing. Based on finding that and your question, I suspect you may be at a point where you should consider hiring out for this, where you're running into the limits of your own skill set, is what it sounded like to me.
Okay, well, that's mean.
No, I wasn't supposed to be mean. That's another common question we get. It's like, how do I know when to hire out? And I think this is one of those situations.
Well, if she's searching for stuff and she's like, well, it's none of this is new and it's stuff I already know, then now you got to hire someone smarter than you.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's, I think, the other issue with a lot of...
I mean, that's what we do. When we have to do something we don't know how to do, we just...
I need someone smarter than me.
Yeah.
No shame in that. That wasn't being mean. I'm sorry, Liz. I mean, like, based on that question, you already know more about AdWords than I do.
Daniel Mendez, what is your process when you structure the content layout for landing pages? Thanks, Kurt Paul.
What's up, Kurt Paul?
Yeah, Kurt Paul. He's an actor, Kurt Paul. I think it's just diminishing importance of the stuff.
Yeah, it's such an open-ended question. Like, what goes in a landing page? I don't know. Like, how much does a car cost? It's kind of one of those it depends questions.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking of this in terms of like a traditional sales page type landing page, then my favorite format is the one laid out by Sean DeSouza in his book, The Brain Audit. And it's step 1, agitate the pain. Step where you describe to them the problem that they're having that your product solves. Paint a picture of a better future. What would life be like without that pain? It's paragraph 2. Paragraph 3, present your solution. And then paragraph 4, I think, is like social proof. There's 7 of these things. But there's like social proof and risk reversal. If you just did that approach, that works really well. But that could be you could present that, that format will work in a video. That format works as headlines. It works as longer paragraphs. And you don't have to do all of it, but when you do that stuff, depending, like, it's not going to work for everything. Like, if I'm just selling RoboCop t-shirts, this isn't going to work, right? And I'm sure, some people have seen those Instagram ads.
Is the painter problem, I don't have enough RoboCop t-shirts?
I currently own 0 RoboCop t-shirts.
Which is just shocking to me.
I have owned RoboCop t-shirts in the past.
All right. I just have one addition to that. I mean, I'm thinking about it in terms of a product page, I guess, and not a landing page, which is what he asked. But I think there should still be like you could buy this right now ability right at the top of the page. Because this is like if this is part of a remarketing campaign, I mean, this is not cold traffic. These are new people.
Sticky product form.
They might already be sold. I hate sticky things, though. They take up so much screen real estate.
Yeah, they eat up the viewport real quick.
Especially on phones. Holy jeez.
Yeah.
I like up top, I want a quick little, you just want to buy this right now? Buy it right now. I'm not going to make you scroll down through, 5,000 pixels worth of jabber before I let you buy it. And then it becomes like, all right, what's the most likely reason they didn't buy yet? And then address that. And then, okay, what's the most likely reason they didn't buy after that? Address that. And you just kind of work your way down, busting objections as they go farther down the page.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no, it's very tough.
It's not a thing you're going to know unless, obviously you have your value proposition that you've defined for your product, but you really can't dial it in and do it perfectly and just whip it out whenever you want without knowing what the actual buyers thought about before they bought it.
Yeah, how you think about your product turns out rarely what your buyers think.
Like you have no idea. You actually have no idea what the top objection is. You think you know what it is, and you might be right, but you could be wrong too.
That's right. You got to mine your live chat.
Yeah, you need
talk to people, surveys,
post-purchase surveys, that sort of stuff. So you got to know what decisions you need to trip in order to get people to do it. Anthony Watts, how do you promote subscriptions without getting pushy? Get pushy.
Yeah.
Define pushy. Sell people on it. Isn't advertising pushy?
Anytime someone say like, well, I don't want to be pushy, then you probably should
You're not going to make it.
Be in marketing. You go with the marketing is in itself a little bit shameless in a best case scenario. So define what level of shameless you're comfortable with. Add 10% on that. Make yourself a little uncomfortable, and then go with that. But I think subscriptions are notoriously hard to sell because people understand it's a much bigger commitment. It's no longer a one-time purchase of $20. I'm now committing to giving you $20 for the rest of forever in my head. And so I really think subscriptions are largely about convenience and being there at the right time. So if I wanted to sell subscriptions without being pushy, the way I would do it is really by just following up consistently via email, so probably a Klaviyo flow, to people who have purchased in the past, whatever product I'm offering on subscription. I think that's the solution.
And once this is the thing we talked about yesterday. We were looking into a subscription box for someone. I feel like it's really important that once you've done it for 2 months, you've already been running the subscription box. You got to have on that page previous subscribers got, here's what was in the box in March. Here's what was in the box in April. Like I want an idea of what I'm going to be getting for my money. Like an actual defined thing, not just like a fun bag of stuff every month. Well, what's a fun bag of stuff? You just sending me marbles? I mean, tell me exactly what I'm going to be getting. Do
you have any subscriptions or subscription boxes? Like a physical goods subscription?
No, never.
Okay. We have our HelloFresh that, which really we only got back into that when we stopped eating meat. We didn't know what to eat. And so in that case, it solved a pain or problem for us. And that's why we did the subscription. Outside of that, I've tried to do these convenient subscriptions where it's like, oh, you're going to get coffee, or I'm going to subscribe and save to cat litter. And I never get the timing right. I always feel like I've got too much of the stuff or too little, and so I always cancel it. I think subscriptions are really hard. So if you're having trouble with it, I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. I think it's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. I think part of the magic of sort of the classic subscription box, like BarkBox, and what was the makeup one?
Oh, I don't remember.
The big makeup one. Part of the magic of those is like you're getting like a fun little surprise every month, and like who knows what it's going to be, but it's going to be great. But as part of the convincing them that it's going to be a fun surprise every month, you got to show them what came in the previous month, so they go, oh, that would be nice to get every month, and not just like, trust me. Give me $20, trust me.
Yeah, this is one where you got to lean on social proof and past wins.
Yeah.
If you're doing one of those traditional boxes. I like doing a subscription box. We'll move on from subscription boxes soon. I like the idea of doing it around a social theme. So I was introduced to one yesterday by you and Jake Starr for Recycled Firefighter, the Burn Box, which is you pay a monthly fee and then you get product or products from firefighter-owned businesses specifically. So it's like, all right, I'm getting a cool thing that I like. I'm also supporting a cause or a person that I like. I think that's the other way to go around it.
Yeah, and then like you get like a Firehouse sub that's been sitting in a box for 5 days.
I don't think they were sending sandwiches.
Liz Watson is back. Any advice on product demo videos? We have very short ones, just showing what the product is like and getting it out of the box for 15 seconds. We are trying to work out whether we add in explainer videos straight to the camera talking about the product and what it can be used for that are friendly, or is it better to go with a lifestyle polished video? Porque no dos?
Excellent Espanol, Paul. I greatly enjoyed it. I'm sorry, Pablo. Well, I think
not both.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Why not both? Probably just because of the effort involved in producing the videos, in which case I'd say knock it down to your top 3 products, start there, and then just expand to the top 10% of your product catalog. But, all right, if you really want, I liked your answer. When I looked at this question, my immediate thought was produce both videos for your top product, put them both on the page, and then I'm using Google Optimize to test which one performs best. Because you know what? I love Google Optimize. The answer is always test. Oh man, wrong one. I hit the wrong. Test it. Let's test it. Use it. Google. Yeah, it doesn't. All right. Let's go lay down.
Well, my thought, that's a better thought. First of all, you could just know what the better answer is right there. All you do is just make 2 videos. Pick one product, make the friendly video, and then make the cool video. In Google Optimize split test and see which one sells more. My thought process is, as a rule of thumb, would be the closer they're getting to the purchase moment, you want the friendlier video. So I think the cool, stylish, lifestyle polished video, that's on like your homepage, but on the product page, we're now your friend and we're showing you how this can improve your life.
Or you put the lifestyle video on the collection page too. Could work.
Yeah, lifestyle page on the collection. Yeah, what I'm saying is I think on the product page, I've already been kind of sold that I'm now intrigued by this, and now let's let the rubber hit the road and actually learn some real shit about it.
Yeah, give me the specs.
The hard specs. Whereas farther away from the purchase moment, you need to convince me to even be more interested in this. I just pulled that out of my ass though, so just Google Optimize split test it and prove me wrong.
Split test it's always the answer.
Love split testing so much.
Andrew Paul has 2 separate questions. Number 1, I'm going to give this one to you. Number 2, you've mentioned having advertisements, promotions lead to dedicated landing pages. All right, yeah, we talked about that. We regularly host sales on specific collections. Okay, how would you suggest creating a dedicated sales page for a collection that converts well without messing with theme code, i.e. duplicating templates?
You don't. You either get to have a cool dedicated sales page on your collection listing, or you don't mess with your collection listing. You can't have a cool dedicated special collection listing page and not also change it. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
You could build, I think no matter what, you're messing with theme templates and code.
Yeah, make a new template. And you could make all your collection pages look this way if you want to, which is fine by me, but it's not going to be like a special.
Well, this really depends on, we don't know what he's trying to do. And so if it's like we have a dedicated, like flash sale page, it sounds like.
I'll just tell you right now. The standard collection template, all it has is the collection title, you get like a banner image, and then you get the collection description, and then it's a grid of products. If you want more than that on a collection page, you got to make a new collection page.
An alternate collection template.
Yeah, or you got to make a separate page in Zipify or whatever, or hire someone to make a page template and set it all out.
If I want this thing to really pop, really in this specific scenario, I think the only thing I need here is a countdown timer indicating that this sale is temporary and going to end. And I could probably just jam that into the collection description.
You can't, because you can't put JavaScript in the collection description.
Aha! I'm going to use a free service I love called Sendtrick, SENDTRIC. It will generate a styled countdown timer for me using by it just makes an animated GIF counting down based on when it was loaded. And then I just put that image right into my collection description. Boom.
That is gross.
Oh, it works so well. It's clean. It's straightforward. That just works.
Gross. But no, I love the idea, dude. But yeah, edit your theme templates. You're not gonna get around this problem without editing a template. Sorry.
Well, and he didn't want to duplicate templates. That one's not bad. Like, Out of the Sandbox has an article on how to do it. It has a screencast video showing you how. I promise if you're going to start with theme editing, which is scary, I get it.
Yeah.
This is the task to try it with.
But I'm just saying in terms of a collection template, what he really wants is a page template. He doesn't want a collection template, but if he does want to do a collection template, he's going to have to make a duplicate and hack the shit out of it. Because the current collection template gives you 4 things. There you go. You get your 4 things.
Yeah. Or throw a landing page builder at it.
Yeah, exactly. But he also wanted to know about the opportunity of mega menus. Can you give it and explain it to a 5-year-old definition of a mega menu and any examples of sites doing it really well? A mega menu is just when you hover over the main navigation, there's like a drop down, but instead of it being 5 text links, it's a giant full screen block of like multiple lists of text links or like images or straight up product listings and stuff like that. The hover drop down in your menu is a big wide thing with a bunch of cool shit in it. That's a mega menu. I've explained it to the 5-year-old.
The difference is a standard menu is a list, and if we're fancy, occasionally it has sublists in it.
Whoa.
The mega menu, meaning we took that same concept and now we really designed the heck out of it with, like, it has its own little custom layouts. It's like cards that open, that show you what's available as opposed to just a text list.
Okay.
The other half of that question was any examples of sites doing it really well. I don't know. My brain's fried on that one. I don't know. Huckberry?
Asutra's got a nice one. Adams has a good one.
Adams Polishes.
Yeah.
Asutra.com.
Asutra.com.
But
I mean, that's all it is.
Check out Huckberries. Is really like, it opens and it's a series of nicely laid out lists. It's a pretty straightforward mega menu. You could build something similar in a modern theme like Turbo or Flex.
Nathan James, free shipping. We offer free shipping. We're contemplating adding a minimum threshold for free shipping. Any orders under the threshold will pay a small fee, like $5. Our concern is that could push customers to instead purchase from Amazon where shipping is free and blah, blah, blah. Are we overthinking this? Well, I mean, I assume you're adding the minimum threshold because you're going to like lose money on the order. And if the alternative to I don't want to lose money on the order, but then they might go to Amazon, well, you don't want them to buy where you lose money on it. So who cares? And I mean, yeah, minimum shipping threshold, that's fine.
Well, I think they're thinking of it in terms of total top line revenue as a function of average order value. The idea being that if I have a higher free shipping threshold, that increases my average order value and my overall revenue. He's saying like, okay, my total number of orders won't change, but my average order value will drop. And I think that thinking is dangerous because the chances are your average order value may drop, but your total number of orders will probably go up because we have lowered the barrier to entry. Unexpected shipping cost is the thing that gets people to abandon checkouts.
But I don't think he has. He's already giving free shipping. He's just now going to put in a threshold for free shipping. Now you have to order at least. He's currently doing free shipping for everyone, and now he's thinking like, oh, okay, you got to be higher than like $10 to get free shipping. And he's worried that that'll make people mad and leave. And what I'm saying is if an order is less than $10 or whatever the number is, you're worried. He says, to protect our margins. Well, if your margin is getting eliminated, those were shitty people that were costing you money anyway, so who cares if they leave?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I misunderstood. You're right. The free shipping threshold is $0 currently, and they're saying, hey, should we just raise it, and everything below that is just a flat fixed cost of $5?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes, do that.
That would be very typical. And even like, okay, if you're at 0 now and this freaks you out, move it to 25. I bet it makes 0 difference. But I would look at your average order value now and use your average order value as your guiding light. Whatever the AOV is, that becomes your free shipping threshold.
Well, that leads us into our next question from Tariq Ahmed. After analyzing a year's worth of shipping data, we've realized we can reduce our minimum order threshold for free shipping significantly. We can cut it from $150 to $75 to get free shipping, which, holy shit, what are you selling that you got? It's $150 to get free shipping. Jeez. I'm worried that we'll see an AOV drop without a commensurate increase in orders. How do we determine if lowering our shipping threshold is the right move? I recall there was a rule of thumb at this that your free shipping threshold should be like $5 more than your average order value. And then that like pays off in the end because people will buy another $10 worth of stuff to get over the free shipping.
Yes.
But that might be wrong. Oh no, that's the thing you should do?
Yes.
All right.
Use that average order value.
There's the answer for everyone.
And yeah, the 150 freaked you out. Tactical baby gear, the free shipping threshold is $100. It's $99.
Well, but you're not walking out of there.
But yeah, their products are about $100.
Their flagship products are like $100.
Yeah.
I mean, they do sell stuff that's only like 15, but they're like accessories.
Yeah.
All right. So wait. So let's just. I like.
There's an app to figure this out.
Okay.
Ship Scout, it's called. I've used it. It works as advertised. You have to be on Plus. At least when I used it, it required Plus, and it absolutely worked to let you split test free shipping thresholds. Now, there's other ways to split test free shipping thresholds with inside like Google Optimize, but none is great. None's like really clean, and I wouldn't necessarily trust the data. I think this is one of those things. If you're on Plus, use Ship Scout to figure it out. If you're not on Plus, just use your AOV as your guide and compare months and take it with a grain of salt.
Let's go with more than a month, but so I like walking away with an actionable rule of thumb that we're going to start with. That's like our initial thought. So our initial thought is take whatever your average order value is, add $5, 10%. Do you have an idea?
$5 or 10%. It should be a round number.
Okay, $5 or 10%, and that is now your free shipping threshold. If your average order value is $50, your free shipping threshold is now $55.
Yes.
And that will nudge everyone to spend a little bit more, and it raises your average order value.
Yes.
And unlike Nathan, you're not going to get killed on your margins getting slaughtered by people making low revenue purchases.
Both cameras just stopped it.
Okay. Well, bye, YouTube.
Bye. Bye, YouTube. Okay, yeah. Let's wrap it up there, fine sir.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, bye, Paul.
All right, bye.